everybody.
Good afternoon. Hey, Corey.
I was having all kinds of technical problems, so it's going to be a lot of dead air time. So sorry, everybody. I think we got it all working now.
Awesome.
I'm Corey Rogers from the Digital Learning Team.
Maggie Pickett, Digital Learning Team with Grantwood AEA.
And Jonathan Wiley, Learning Team.
Jonathan has his muscle shirt on today because he's doing a big lift for us today. He is a Quicktime, just all knowledgeable about Quicktime. So he's going to be walking Corey and I and all of you through Quicktime today. Is that right?
Yep, sounds like fun.
He's got the muscle shirt for the beach.
Yeah, there you go.
We want you to join in the conversation. So it's the three of us, but we would love to hear from you in the chat. So if you could start by telling us who you are, what's your name, what do you do, what's your interest in Quicktime? Are you a parent? Are you a teacher? Are you an administrator? So if you could kind of tell us that. And then at any point, feel free to drop questions in the chat. But also know that we're not the only experts. Clearly, Jonathan is the expert today, but we're not the only ones with experience with Quicktime. So we'd also love for you to drop in any hints or tricks you have in the chat. So hopefully we'll start seeing folks pop in there.
All right. So thinking about our continuous learning, we always try to make connections back to the different phases. And for Quicktime, we are really thinking this fits in with phase 2. Phase 2 would be building students' capacity for online learning. It would fit in with phase 3, building students' online academic and communication and collaboration skills. And it could also fit in phase 4 when you're refining and thinking about differentiating the learning experience online for learners. So we're going to try to maybe make some decisions with each of those today as we move forward.
And just a reminder before we get started that Quicktime that we're going to show you today is for Macs. It will not work on Windows or iPhones or iPads, and we don't do a lot of device specific things anymore in our team, but we thought this was a good one to do. We did have requests for this one from teachers in our area. It's a free tool that is built in to all Macs. You get it offline, and there's no restrictions or freemium features or anything like that on there. So today we're going to try and show you 3 things. One, how to record your webcam on your Mac and make a video with that. Second would be how to record your screen. And last would be how to record some audio on there too.
Awesome. And this kind of fits in with a lot of different skill sets as far as what we might expect students to, you would ask students to do in these different phases. We'll kind of touch on some of those as Jonathan starts to demo. Jonathan, what's your favorite go-to for Quicktime? What would you use this to have students create? What's a good go-to?
So definitely, yeah, screencasts are a way to do show what you know type of things in terms of having students demonstrate some of their learning and things that they know. They can talk through websites or slide decks or anything like that and give tutorials on how things can be done. We've also seen people use it for things like podcasting, because you can record audio on the computer, and that could be kids by themselves or with partners in small groups. And I know that's a little more difficult right now under these circumstances, but definitely they could record some audio on there too. We've had teachers use Quicktime for doing like weekly check-ins with their kids, where they're creating videos and just saying, hey, how are you guys? How's it going? This is what we're working on this week. And just a little short kind of welcome videos and things on there too. Recording read alouds, just doing directions and things for your class. Maybe even, kind of thinking about like daily audio journals or, some kind of record of, this is a almost an historic time for our kids. This is not something that we as adults grew up with or experienced before, but it would be really cool to have some digital records of this time that they are going through, and what that's like for them.
Absolutely. And one thing I like the idea of, a lot of our students and staff are thinking about internet access. So we might have the equity of access. We might have a device for every student, but we don't have the internet to go with that. And so what QuickTime might provide is an opportunity to still create. And then when you get opportunity to connect with internet, filter that into whatever learning platform you're utilizing. So it kind of meets a different need, other than some of these phases. It just equity. So really nice kind of way to use it in that capacity as well if you're having concerns about internet access.
And we'd love for you to show us or share with us in the chat what are ways you're using QuickTime. Maybe you've thought of something we didn't. So we'd love to hear how you're using that, either for yourself as a teacher for creating content, or for kids to show you what they know.
All right, should we jump in and start our demo?
Let's do it.
Okay, well, give me a minute here while I see if I can facilitate a screen share.
The bright sun there on the beach must be, glaring on your computer.
It's in my eyes. I should have brought my sunglasses today. Yeah. How does that look for you two? Can you see my screen here, my desktop? Good. All right, so I'm just going to start by bringing up QuickTime, and my favorite way to do this, because it never seems to be down here on my dock when I need it. I just use the Spotlight search here on a Mac. You can press Command Space and then search for any app on your device here. And first time you launch QuickTime, it's going to come up with a folder like this. It's because it's really a media player. It's asking, what do you want me to play on here? So I'm going to cancel that for now, but I know it's still open because up here in my taskbar here, it says QuickTime Player. So let's jump in and do the first one here. We're going to get double me on the screen here, I think. And first one is new movie recording. So you come up to the taskbar and you go to File, New Movie Recording. And let's see what happens here. Okay, so here we are. This is me. You can resize that window, move it around, but right now you can see that it's picking up the microphone on my voice here. You want to double check this before you start your movie recording. Make sure you've got your microphone working, the bars are moving there. You can come in here, just next to that record button, there's a drop down arrow where you can make sure you've got the right microphone selected. And then all you have to do is click record. And right now it's recording me as I'm talking. And sometimes I move this right up to the very top of my screen because that is where my webcam is. And if you have the movie recording somewhere down here at the bottom, it looks like you're looking down at the bottom. But if you move it up to the top, a little tip there, it looks like you are addressing the people that you are talking to a little bit better. And then when you get done, you can simply hit stop. And this is your video, basically, ready to go and ready to share. So you can just come over here to File and Save, call it whatever you need to call it. And just like that, you have a video created that you can use. It could be one you create for your students, or it could be a video response that students are giving to you. How does that look, ladies?
That was great. I love the tip about moving that screen up to the top. It makes you look like you were talking to me. So I have a question though. Once you get that video file, what would you do with it then? Or, how would you get it to your students? Or have
so that video file, yeah, it can be shared in all kinds of different ways, just depending on where you want it. The file it creates is going to be compatible with basically all devices. So you could upload it to Google Drive, you could put it into Google Classroom, you could upload it to like a learning management system or something like that. You could put it onto YouTube. All of these places would be good options. Just thinking about where your kids are and what your home base looks like when you've got that under your belt is best place to put your video.
So there were other options in that pull down menu when you first chose to record some things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little multi-tool here. What else do you have to show us?
So let's do number 2, which is ironically going to be the number 3 on the list there. But the third one on the list here is screen recording. And this may potentially look a little bit different on some devices, depending on the version of Mac OS that you're running. But you should see a little toolbar down here on the bottom. There's like 5 boxes along there. And if you hover over them, you'll see what you've got here. So one is record your entire screen, and one is record the selected portion, which lets you just drag and drop a box basically that you would like to record in. So I can just leave it as it is right now, but I'll pop up the options here and let you take a look at that there. So you've got some options on where you would like to save the file to. So do that automatically. I'll save it to the desktop. There's a timer here, which is always nice, just to give you that little prompt before you go live and give you a chance to well, I don't check my hair very often anymore, but if you want to check your hair, those of you that have hair, this is what this timer feature is for on there. Choose the microphone that you would like to use, and got some options there like show the mouse clicks. If you have that checked, it will do a little halo, a little yellow halo on top of your cursor every time you click on the screen. And then you just hit record once you're ready. And mine's got a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. And now everything that we are doing on my screen is going to be recorded automatically here. So if I opened a website or something on my screen, you're going to see that appear on the recording. And then you just teach what you need to teach, or talk about what you need to talk about, or slide through those slide decks that you need to slide through. And up in the top here in the screen, there's like a little stop button you'll see on your taskbar way up at the top, and you can click that when you're ready to stop your recording. And I don't know where my recording went. Oh, I remember, because I chose desktop. It saved it automatically to my desktop, and it's going to be right here. So now we've got a weird kind of parallax situation going on here. So this video here, again, it's going to be available for you to upload and share to all those places that you need to share stuff to. But I've got one extra tip for this screen recording that I only learned about recently. Do you mind if I share that one too?
I'd love to hear that.
Okay. So the only problem that sometimes people have with this is they say, it would be awesome if I could also have a picture of me in my video at the same time. Now, we had the advantage here of recording this Zoom call, so we are all in here together, and we're going to need more Jonathan in this one next time. So the way to do that is, ironically, to go back to that first tool we looked at, which was the movie recording. So you go to File, New Movie Recording. It opens up this big, enormous window here that you can move and resize and put whatever you want, okay? So think about the content you're going to teach and where that's going to be, and then just move it to where you need it to go. And then you come up here and you go to File, New Screen Recording. And when you start your screen recording this time, the movie recording that you put in the bottom left-hand corner is going to stay there while you are doing your screen recording.
It's like a super duper Russian doll scenario of Jonathan Wiley right now.
Yes, I know.
Blowing my mind.
Yeah, Mindy would love this. I mean, you know, you can never get too much Jonathan Wiley sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, so
there's
me down here in the corner. I'm also up here on the top, and whenever I get done, I just hit stop. And then there we go. We've got this video here that will play back with me in the bottom corner. And wow, now it's just getting super crazy now. We're getting all kinds of things going on my screen.
This is awesome. Really, what a great trick. And so you said this would lay over anything, any website, any app that you're using on your computer, anything.
Yeah. The important thing, I guess, to make sure this window here, this movie recording one, is on top, is if you go up to the view panel, you'll see one here under view that says float on top. Okay. And that means if you bring up another app or something, then it will always be on top of it. And whatever it is, it will never cover up your webcam view.
I think that's so
So
good for all of our different, like to honor the different types of learners in our classroom, because I, no shock to you guys, I'm very much about relationships and conversation. I'm just that type of learner. And so I think for some kids, actually being able to see the instructors are a really important part of how they engage with the learning. So I think that's awesome. I know a lot of times people don't like seeing themselves, but it's important for the kids to be able to see your face and how you're interacting with those. That's great.
yeah, definitely. I think when you're on this distance learning type of environment, you know, you miss some of those cues that you get from
Yeah.
face-to-face interactions with people. So that will help just build that connection a little bit more.
So the chat is really quiet. I'm just curious if anyone's got questions for Jonathan. He's got lots of good hacks to share with us. You know, that countdown, I was thinking when you're sharing that, I do like to check my hair. The other thing I do, because I can get real Einstein-y with the curls. But so one of the things I like to do is make sure my windows are all set, because oftentimes, or at least what I like to do when I'm planning to present and record it, is to have all the tabs open ahead of time. And so it lets me make sure my windows are all the way I want them to be when it starts. And so if you've got lots of stuff to kind of situate, you could give yourself that full 10 seconds. But I just always want to make sure I'm in the right window and I have the right tab open before the recording starts.
You might want 10 seconds then.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm the same way too sometimes, I know.
Well, I don't see any questions. So do you want to show us that last trick?
I'll do the last one, which actually I used today with my colleague Mindy, and that was inside of QuickTime, you have the option to record some audio. And so this one is the easiest of them all. You just come up here to File, New Audio Recording. And while you are in here, you can double check to make sure that you're using the right microphone. There are two quality options, but high works fine for us, and it'll give you a reasonable file size. And then you just hit that red record button, and it's recording an audio file. And it will basically record for as long as you need it to. There is no real upper limit other than the size that this file takes up on your device, I guess. So everything will work super clean and easy inside of here. And once you get done, you just hit stop. And again, we're going to go to File and Save, and call it whatever you need to call it. Choose where you would like to save it. And you have got an audio file that you can use in all kinds of different places. You could put it up into Google Drive. You could share it on a website. You could put it into learning management systems. You could, I don't know, you could even record something you want to use as a voiceover narration for like a slide deck or inside of Google Slides. So you would have to change this file type to an MP3 if you really wanted to use it inside of Google Slides, but definitely a possibility.
Idea here too of using this and just with specific students who have this as a need. Those students maybe being supported on IEPs with reading difficulties, but even just having a paraprofessional record a chapter in a book or a passage from a book, if that student is NIMS eligible and requires those materials in that format, and again, they don't have consistent access to internet, this would be a way to get the file type to them and also have it play back to them without internet. And so just kind of trying to work around some of those barriers that we have right now. Again, another nice way to address that kind of phase 4, if you will, addressing and differentiating.
Yeah, and I think if you look at a lot of tools that we're recommending to teachers now, we're looking at things like Wonderopolis or things like that have got those built-in read aloud text on there that kids may already be used to. Then this is just another medium, another format, another way to present your content that you could offer up for students.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's another great way to get kids to respond. Like, I don't know about you, but my 13-year-old uses voice dictation all the time to text, which makes me think I'm crazy because I'm always like, are you talking to me? No, phone. But I think that honors that a lot of times kids would rather dictate than have to type it out. And so it's another way to kind of honor the way they want to communicate with you and demonstrate their knowledge to you. Why not record themselves with an audio file?
be creative with it. You know, my first grader right now, to say for her to sit down and tell me about something that she knows about the passage she just read, not fun. But hey, you want to pretend you're a reporter? And for her to go in and actually record, it's funny, her whole being changes and she just becomes this reporter. Her voice changes and it becomes an experience. And so just another way to again, if this is the mechanism, another way to kind of do some of those tasks and some of those things.
Awesome. We don't have any questions in the chat. So
All right.
yeah, so I think we can go ahead and wrap it up. I don't know what you guys think, unless you've got any other nuggets you want to drop for everybody.
I think I'm good for now. I've covered a lot of those things that I wanted to cover.
Yeah, I think Maggie and I sincerely, because the Mac is new to me with being on the team, hadn't used QuickTime, and so actually digging into it was like, gosh, I should have been using this all along. Super easy. It's on my machine, really intuitive to use. So I'm grateful to have signed up to do this with you guys, because it got me into a new tool that I can use. So.
And Jonathan blowing my mind with the stacking. I just, yeah, wow.
I know,
Ooh.
me too.
So we want to thank everybody for joining us. We have another Facebook Live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Tomorrow's Thursday, everybody. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., Jonathan and some of our other colleagues are going to be sharing about online discussion tools. So you can look forward to joining them for that.
Yeah, I'm here all week.
All right. Well, everybody have a good afternoon. See you later.